it's officially time for one of the Red Sox top prospects to make their major league debut. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Red Seat Radio. My name is Corbin. It's officially a double video kind of day, our second video of the day, and this one is going to be a ton of fun to talk about because it was officially reported that the Boston Red Sox are calling up their number 3 prospect in the system and one of the top 100 prospects in all of Major League Baseball to the Major League level. Now, obviously, when you promote someone that is so highly touted as the guy we're going to be talking about today, there is some pretty big implications on what their impact on the 2023 Boston Red Sox could look like, as well as what their impact on the organization going forward could look like as well. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to go over this latest promotion. We're going to talk about who it is, why it was made, what to probably expect from the number 3 prospect in their first taste of Major League Baseball, and of course we're going to be talking about how this could impact the 2023 Red Sox, as well as how this could impact the future of the Boston Red Sox. But before we get into that, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one. Let's get into it. Okay, so for those of you who may not know already, the Red Sox are calling up their number 3 prospect in their system, as well as one of the top 100 prospects in Major League Baseball, Ceddanne Rafaela. He is officially going to be joining the Major League club. Now, Ceddanne has actually had a really great year so far between 2 different levels of the minor league system. He started the season in Double-A, where he had a .294 average, a .332 on base percentage, and a .441 slug, which was good for a 108 WRC plus, or a bit higher than the average hitter by about 8%. Now, the one thing kind of missing from Ceddanne's game when he was hitting in Double-A was a bit of that power stroke, right? He was getting on base at a decent clip, he was hitting and getting on base a lot in terms of his average, but that power wasn't fully there yet. However, it was still enough to get him promoted to AAA baseball, where it's kind of an entirely different story. He still has a really high average of .312 in 48 games. He also has a .370 on base percentage, so he's maintaining his ability to get on base at a pretty decent clip. Now he has a really impressive .618 slug, good for a 138 WRC plus, or about 38% more productive at the plate than the average hitter in AAA baseball so far in those 48 games. He's been really impressive to watch. The other thing that's been really impressive with Ceddanne Rafaela at the AAA level so far is his home run power. This dude is smacking baseballs in AAA Worcester right now. He currently has 14 home runs in 48 games and 8 home runs alone in the month of August. Now, if you sort of extrapolate those 14 home runs in 48 games, Ceddanne Rafaela is on pace to hit 47 home runs over the course of a 162 game season. Like I said, the dude is absolutely hammering baseballs right now, and he is eating AAA pitching alive and getting some really good swings out there. Now, obviously, when we're talking about Ceddanne Rafaela's offensive metrics, we always have to mention the fact that he is an aggressive swinging hitter. This is a guy who's not going to walk a ton. He's going to swing and miss a bit, but his contact ability is really, really great, and he doesn't have a ton of discipline when it comes to swinging at pitches outside of the zone, but because he has that really great contact ability, so far, he has been able to use that contact ability to sort of negate the negative connotations that come with being a guy who swings at pitches a lot of times outside of the zone. He's been very good at being able to use that contact and generate a lot of production at the plate. Now, obviously, it remains to be seen what it is in Major League Baseball, but one thing that we talked about at the beginning of the year was I thought when Ceddanne Rafaela was promoted initially to AAA, he was going to struggle a little bit because of that sort of lack of discipline at the plate. He has proved me entirely wrong, and he's been really successful at the AAA level. So sitting here saying once again that he does have a bit of plate discipline issue, to me, he's proved me wrong once, and I hope he proves me wrong again. Now, on top of doing really well at the plate so far this year, Ceddanne Rafaela is also one of the best defenders in all of the minor leagues, right? And he's really excellent at every single position he has played so far in his minor league career, but he really excels at center field. It feels like every other game we're talking about an incredible catch or an incredible relay from Ceddanne Rafaela, and despite the fact that there may be some struggles initially out the gate with his his at-bats at the major league level, there is no doubt in my mind Ceddanne Rafaela is going to be a really fun outfielder to watch for the Boston Red Sox. Now, the reason Ceddanne Rafaela is being called up right now is because of the fact that Wilyer Abreu will be joining the paternity list. Wilyer Abreu did have a baby, I believe it was a boy, just yesterday night or early this morning. I can't remember which one. Either way, congratulations to Wilyer, but he is going onto the paternity list, which is only 2 days, which, again, ridiculous that MLB baseball only gives guys 2 days for paternity leave, but that's an entirely different story. This may mean that Ceddanne Rafaela's stint in the major leagues is really, really short, right? If Wilyer Abreu is only going to be out for 2 games and Abreu has more experience at the major league level and he has more experience at the minor league level, it might be a really short stint for Ceddanne Rafaela. But there is a part of me too that's wondering if the Red Sox were only going to call up a player for 2 days just to fill the void of Wilyer Abreu until he gets back, why make it your number 3 prospect in baseball, right? Why make it the guy who really could be a pillar for the Red Sox going forward and who should be getting everyday at-bats at the AAA level, right? Doesn't make a ton of sense for the Red Sox to call this guy up for only 2 days, which in my opinion really means that there's a pretty decent chance that Ceddanne Rafaela sticks around for a little bit, because for those of you who do not know, September call-ups can begin on Friday. Rosters expand by 2 players, and normally for MLB teams, that's usually 1 position player and 1 arm, most likely a bullpen arm, specifically in the case of the Boston Red Sox, which may mean they were going to call Ceddanne Rafaela up at the beginning of September, regardless of whether or not Wilyer Abreu was going onto the paternity list. And then maybe Wilyer Abreu having a baby and being on the paternity list for a couple days just gives the Red Sox a little bit more opportunity to bring him up a little bit early than initially anticipated. And honestly, in my opinion, that's exactly what happened here. I really doubt that the Boston Red Sox are going to call this guy up for only 2 games and send him back down to minor league baseball. It really wouldn't make a ton of sense because you have other options at the AAA level on the 40-man roster who would probably make more sense to just be a fill-in for a couple of days while Wilyer Abreu is away. So while this could end up being a really short stint for Ceddanne Rafaela, I don't entirely agree that that's going to happen. But regardless of his length here at the major league level, it's going to have an interesting impact on the 2023 team. Obviously, I'm going under the assumption that he's going to be up longer than just these 2 days. And if he is up here longer than just those 2 days, the question becomes, how big of an impact can Ceddanne Rafaela really have before the season ends, right? You've only got a month left of the season, and we've seen it before already just this season, how long it could possibly take for guys to sort of adjust to major league pitching, right? We've seen it before with Tristan Casas, where he starts off slow and gets really hot. We've seen it the exact opposite way with guys like Manuel Valdez, who came up really hot and then the league adjusted to him, and it took him too long to make those adjustments at Major League Baseball until he got sent back down. Ceddanne really only has a month to sort of make his first legit impact on a major league club. So in my opinion, it could be a bit interesting as to how his bat impacts the 2023 Red Sox. Does he come out of the gate hot? Does it take him a little bit to make adjustments at the major league level, or does he flat out look overpowered? That to me is going to be the biggest question, because again, we already talked about this, but his biggest impact right away with the 2023 team is he is going to give you excellent defense no matter where you put him. My guess is that the Red Sox are going to use him 99.9% of the time in center field or in the outfield in general. Maybe they'll sneak him into a shortstop game once in a while, but I think over this last month, you're going to see him 99.999% of the time in center field. And for me, that's where the biggest impact from Ceddanne Rafaela is going to happen on this 2023 team. And whatever he gives you offensively is just an added bonus. But again, it's not like this guy isn't good at hitting. He is a fantastic hitter, and he's been very good this year. It's just a matter of how well is he going to make the adjustment to major league pitching, and how well does his contact ability translate to the major leagues. Plus, what does it look like when you have that sort of plate discipline that he has right now, combined with that contact at the major league level? There are a ton of questions surrounding his bat. Obviously, that defense is not a factor. And on top of that, too, he's pretty quick. He steals a couple of bases here and there. He could be a lot of fun to watch on the base pass. So yes, he will probably have a pretty decent impact on the 2023 Red Sox. But I am a bit nervous about the situation the Red Sox are in and the time that they are calling him up, right? Because again, you only have a month left of the season for him to make a legitimate impact, and the Red Sox still aren't out of playoff contention, right? They're there could still be a possibility of a run here, or them doing really well in September and sneaking their way into a postseason. No matter how little it is there. And to me, that could add a lot of unwarranted pressure onto Ceddanne Rafaela's first taste of Major League Baseball, right? There's going to be a lot of pressure on this team, and there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to make an immediate impact and be a guy that sort of helps elevate this team to the next level and into that postseason position, which I don't entirely love, especially for a guy who's as highly touted as Ceddanne Rafaela. But at the same time, too, this could be a lot of fun for not only the future of the Boston Red Sox, but for fans as well, right? Because so far this year, while it has been a slightly disappointing season, I think in totality, right? Obviously, the goal is always to win a World Series, and that doesn't feel like it's going to happen this year, but you see a lot of successful pieces coming together for the Red Sox for future teams, right? Trevor Story getting healthy, Rafael Devers getting locked down, Massa coming over, Tristan Casas, Brian Bayo. I can go on and on and on about who could be an impact player for the Red Sox going forward. To see yet another one of those guys get to the Major League level and be a potential piece for the Red Sox for years to come is a really exciting thing, not only for fans, but for the management as well, right? If he does do well, how does that affect the offseason in terms of what they do with their potential outfielders? If he struggles a little bit, how does that affect it, right? And I think overall, this is going to be a ton of fun to watch Ceddanne Rafaela play baseball. Regardless of how he does at the plate, it's going to be a ton of fun to watch him on the field. It's going to be a ton of fun to watch him on the base pass. And I'm really excited to see the number 3 prospect for the Boston Red Sox make his Major League debut. But I want your opinions in the comment section down below. 1, what do you think of Ceddanne Rafaela, the prospect? 2, what do you think of his promotion? Do you think it's a short-lived thing? Do you think it's going to be a bit of a longer stay here? What are your thoughts on Ceddanne Rafaela's promotion? And 3, what do you think of not only Ceddanne Rafaela's impact for the 2023 season, but how does this affect his development and his impact on the future of the Boston Red Sox? Let me know all your thoughts on the Red Sox promoting their number 3 prospect in the comment section down below. As always, if you made it to the end of this video, do me a favor. Make sure you guys have hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you're new here, we talk Red Sox content almost every single day. Also, make sure you guys have hit the like button on this video as well. Helps these videos out a ton, and it would mean a lot to me. Thank you all very much for clicking on this one, and I will see you in the red seats.